Hi guys, welcome to another video. So today we'll take a look at the second replay against Prawsha, where we play a 1v1 on Darkside Forest. Now it's again it's on 75 game speed, so this will be hopefully with a little bit less mistakes than what we saw in the first game, where it was 100%. And as you can see, I'm playing as Fallen, which I don't think we had too many replays yet as Fallen, but against Prawsha I think I will have multiple, so this will be interesting. So let's take a look on this. Same positions as in the two previous videos actually. I'm in the bottom left corner and he's right above me in the top left corner. And we are playing a Fallen mirror, which is always interesting to play mirror because then you of course have the exact same, let's say, conditions. So this will be really interesting. We don't see any immediate expansions. Both are just going for deformer. I have it a little bit earlier, so I can probably make a little bit earlier also the hive. As you can see, I have advantage of like 40 HP, but that won't really matter. During that, we are just spamming more harvesters on our gold, which is of course standard. And then we'll transfer to other resources right after that. I don't think we'll make any expansions anytime soon. With Fallen you can easily do immediate expansion, so making it any later is usually not preferable, especially on this map, but we will see what we decide to do here. Of course the positions are, positions of building are pretty similar. Each position on this map is a little bit different, so as you can see here it's a little bit less space, so I decided to push this building a little bit more into the back. I left a little bit too many gaps here around my building, so he can still get in really easily. He closed it a little bit better, but it doesn't really matter, especially against Fallen. This shouldn't be a problem. I'm going for a really quick hive stinger, making soul strap in the back. He's doing exactly the same, so this is not only a race mirror, but probably also strategy mirror. Of course I don't remember it exactly, but I think it will be really similar. As you can see, we have basically the same amount of resources, same population, same buildings, same units, same scouting, so everything is the same. As you can see, we both went to the right side of our town basically immediately, so really everything is the same. Second scout also going the same direction, so here you can see basically perfect gameplay. And if you just have two players that basically mastered it. You can also see we went for gems at the exact same moment, yeah? You just see that this build order is just, I'm not showing you something random, these build orders are really good, and we are both using the exact same thing, exact same gems. Here is a small difference of wood actually, which means he probably went for something I didn't go for, but it was just a summoner. He created summoner a little bit earlier. But I don't think it's really necessary, because as you can see now I have more wood actually than he does, and I will be ready to make a vengeance hall immediately, while he will have a gap. Even though he made the summoner, he just won't have wood yet. He just needs to wait for another brink of wood. So here I actually did it a little bit better. I did exactly as it's in my build orders. He made a small mistake here, and his vengeance hall will be a little bit delayed. There is already 200 HP difference, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it can definitely change an outcome of a fight. I have one nice scout here that is definitely keeping an eye on this expansion. Also one here, also checking the other expansions on the map while going around here, just trying to play with him, slow him down a little bit, maybe distract him so he makes some mistakes. But outside of that you can see we have basically the exact same population, exact same resources. I have a little bit more wood as I said, but maybe he has a little bit more gold, probably a little bit more hive stingers right now, but I also have decent army here. And my vengeance also will be basically immediately finished, so I will hopefully immediately also queue up a nightmare, and also I should be going for another summoner really soon, and then I will just create a second vengeance hall and sorrow shrine, which actually, as you can see, he made a sorrow shrine sooner, but instead of second vengeance hall he's going for an incubator, because he doesn't have wood yet, so he wants to speed that up. Also incubator doesn't cost any wood, so it's just good for him in that situation, but it will definitely mean that I will have much more nightmares sooner, because I will go for a second vengeance hall now, and also I will go for the sorrow shrine as well. And to be honest, sorrow shrine is not that important in mirror, in Fallen mirror. Or I mean, you build Sorrow Shrine with this strategy for two reasons. One is to unlock Matriarchs, which is totally useless in Fallen Mirror because you can't raise any skeletons from fallen units, and also there is basically nothing where you could drain mana. You could potentially drain mana or burn mana from Nightmares, but yeah, he will probably of course escape from here. I have healing and I have Nightmare, which I don't think I showed him, so this is really good, force him back. But you could potentially burn the mana on Nightmares, but I don't think that's really worth it. Outside of that, the Matriarchs won't really help you against Fallen. Also, if he's not going Matriarchs, usually he will just go for High Spitters and High Stingers, then there is no mana to be actually burned, and I didn't know about the strategy, so definitely not going for Matriarchs. And the second reason why you make Sorrow Shrine is because of this upgrade, Nailed Scourge, which increases your movement speed of Nightmares, which is really good. That also helps you, of course, in the Fallen Mirror, because in default, the Nightmare is just not that quick. You need to increase the speed to the same speed as High Stingers have, or maybe even a little bit quicker. So you definitely need this upgrade. But if I delayed it a little bit, doesn't really matter. I just need more Nightmares. That's the most important thing now. Now I have really late summoner, so I have little small problems with population, but he has the same exact problems, and he's going for a summoner actually even later than I'm going. You can also see that he has 3 Nightmares now. I have already 4. That's also why he has a little bit more gems now saved up. And now we started fighting here. Mirror strategy, so nothing to compare here. But he actually had 3 Nightmares in fight, and even though I had 4 Nightmares, they were not there yet. Actually, one is F-King here because I was not paying too much attention to it. I was probably doing something at my town as well. So he actually won this fight, even though I definitely had stronger... I made less mistakes during the building section of the game, but then I made a little bit more mistakes in the fight. So yeah, so let's say that I was better at micromanagement, yeah, so resources and building and everything, and then he was better at micromanagement, which means fighting and moving your units around. So now he has a little bit of an advantage, but the advantage that I gained in the beginning is still carrying on. So as you can see, I have a ton of Nightmares now, even though he has a little bit more High Stingers, maybe, or even not now, I don't know. He's probably healing some at home, or these are just new ones. I'm actually gaining an advantage in army, I think. Also we can check, he's getting some upgrades in Incubator, that's definitely good. I didn't go for it in this game, which is like an optional thing, but to be honest, I just know that I will lose ton of these High Stingers anyways, and I just didn't want to invest into Incubator and another upgrade. I just rather will spam more Nightmares and more High Stingers. Even though, of course, if I wait too long and he will make lots of High Stingers, then this upgrade will be actually really valuable. But if I don't wait for too long, I think the way I did it is actually better. He also made a Vile Cocoon, which is interesting. Now he can, of course, get a Metamorphosis, but only after this. It's actually upgraded in Incubator, even though you unlock it by a Vile Cocoon. And then you can actually start flying with your Hive Stingers, which might be also quite useful for him. He also produced 1 Hive Spitter, and also he's going for Seeker, just to check the expansions probably, because maybe he's worried that I might have an expansion, but as you can see, it's still super balanced. We have basically the same population captured here. Once again, same gems. He is overgathering on wood, definitely. He has 2 harvesters here, I have only 1, so he's just wasting some resources there. And gold is basically, of course, we are trying to spend it all the time. But right now we have basically the same army. He has 6 Nightmares, as you can see. I have 7, I think. Yeah, so I will turn on my shields. He has 1 Hive Spitter, which shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, but as you can see, he's still kinda winning the fight, but now he actually started retreating with his Hive Stingers basically for no reason, and he took ton of damage. And now I also have shields on my Nightmares. He doesn't have any mana, and he just wasted all of his shields on the Hive Stingers that already died. So even though these armies are basically the same, the shields will just give me the advantage that I need to actually defeat him. So I force him back, but 2 of my Nightmares are basically dead, so I need to bring them back immediately and start healing them. And also now I need to start spamming ton of Hive Stingers. Maybe I will actually make a 3rd hive really soon, because I just need to rebuild the front line of my army really soon. and really quickly. But I'm also making more nightmares, of course. Also, he freed up some population, so I might not need another summoner soon, even though I have one new control form here. I'm also going for some damage upgrades for my nightmare, so as you can see, just one-shotted this one. This was really unfortunate, but I have really advantageous position here. He shouldn't be pushing into this, of course. I can also go with my Hive Stingers through here on his units that take more damage from Pike, and I'm just splashing him down. Also, you have frost damage with nightmares, so I can slow him down while he's running from me. Definitely early advantages. Seems like he probably has also movement speed upgrade for Hive Spitters, even though he has only one Hive Spitter. He has 2 damage upgrades on nightmares and 2 armor upgrades on Hive Spitters and Hive Stingers. I have also 2 on nightmares for damage, but I have nothing on the Hive Stingers, so he definitely has stronger units, but he just doesn't have enough of the Hive Stingers, I think, and mainly he doesn't have enough nightmares with mana. He has 6 nightmares, but basically, or 7, but all of them are at half mana. I'm in a similar situation, but I just have more nightmares, also basically full HP. Yeah, so he saw me with the Seeker here, but he cannot do anything with that. And I'm just able to provide more shields for my backline, which is definitely really strong. So we'll of course both one-shot the front lines here, but now it's just about shooting the backline. I try to micromanage it a little bit, slow him down. But now I ran here with 2 new nightmares, so even though his production buildings closer to this fighting place, I was still able to get here and forced him back. And now I will force one-shot the Hive Stingers immediately. They have Pike damage, which is dangerous. I actually wasted mana for movement speed, which was probably not the best idea to cast the Wind Wall here. And now the whole game he just has only 1 Vengeance Hall, which I think was the biggest mistake he made here, because it was just slowing down the nightmare production by a lot. And you can see I just have more nightmares basically all game. Even though I have only 2 hives, he actually didn't make another hive as well, and I don't really understand the Wild Cocoon here. It was just a waste of resources, and you could have just used that for another nightmare or 3 Hive Stingers or whatever. Or a Hive Spitter, doesn't really matter, just something, and that might actually change the game. But he's saying definitely nice game. It was a mirror of strategies, which is always interesting to see, especially if both players that really practice it and mastered it play it basically the same. As you can see, it's just interesting to see what small details you can pick up in these games to gain the advantage over someone who is doing the exact same thing as you are doing, and is doing it perfectly as you are doing it perfectly. Then it's always interesting to see what is the small detail that will decide how the game turns out. But yeah, let's take a look at the results. As you can see, basically same amount of units produced. I killed more, so that's of course the thing that won the game, but it was, if we saw the timeline, I think it will be going down and up for both of us. Because, for example, the first fight I actually definitely lost. Largest army basically the same. I gained more experience, of course, because of more kills. I destroyed 1 building. That was 1 hive in the end, I think. But he had more researches. That was definitely wise from him. I think if he didn't make a cocoon and maybe made another Vengeance Hall, or just produced more units with all the upgrades he made, maybe he would be able to win still. Yeah, he had 1 more building. But overall, just really balance and resources are basically the same. Even though he has 200 less gold, probably stopped with an harvester for a while. But as I said, he was over gathering wood for no reason. We both didn't need any more wood, so just a waste of harvester here. And also I had a little bit more gems, but didn't spend them, so that doesn't really matter. But you can see I spent like 320 more gems, which is on all the nightmares that I made over him, because he just didn't make so many of them. He made one Seeker, so that was some gems from him on that. Also 1 Hive Spitter actually, but outside of that it was all nightmares and also upgrades, of course. But yeah, really nice game, 15 minutes, really average, but it was really interesting, of course, to see the mirror of strategies between really good players. So yeah, thanks for watching and take care, guys.